So the next scenario is scenario 12, data blending. Scenario 12, data blending. So what is blending? Blending means mixing. So what the data blending going to do? The data blending, it can able to combine the data from two or more data sources. Within one data source, if you want to combine the data, or within one data source, if you want to mix the data, then we can use join. Whereas if we want to combine the data from two or more data sources, then we have to make use of the data blending. Okay, so the data blending is a process of combining the data from two or more data sources. So to perform the data blending, we're having some rules. We have some rules to perform the data blending. The first rule is both the data sources should have a common dimension. Both the data sources should have a common dimension. And the rule number two is not only the common dimension, in that common dimension in both the data sources, at least one value should match. Okay, to perform the data blending, we are having two rules. The two rules are both the data sources should have a common dimension, and the rule number two is in that common dimension in both the data sources at least one value should match. If one value is matching, then Tableau will perform the blending. So if these two rules are satisfying, then the blending is possible. Okay, so next, ways to perform blending. In Tableau, we can able to perform the blending. Number one, in the automatic way. If these two rules are satisfying, then Tableau automatically performs the blending. And number two is manual way. Okay, in manual way also we can able to perform blending. It is also called as custom. Okay, so in Tableau we want to perform the blending. We have two ways. Number one, automatic way, and next number two, manual way. In the automatic way, Tableau automatically performs the blending if these two rules are satisfying. In the manual way also we can able to perform the blending. The manual way is also known as custom. So about them, okay, so when we have to use the manual way and when we have to use the automatic way, I will discuss while showing the tasks. Just a minute, I'll open a diagram and I will show you. Okay, so once all of us here, so here I'm having two databases. One is the HR database and other is the sales database. So my HR database contains year and headcount, and my sales database contains year and sales. Here, if I combine the data from these two databases, in Tableau, I'll get the output like this. So year, headcount, and sales. So finally in the Tableau, okay, I'm going to get the output like this. So here like in the HR database, we have one dimension, that is year, and in the sales database we have one dimension, year. So we have the matching dimension. So after the matching dimension, after the matching dimension, this HR database we have three values: 2009, 2010, and 2012. And the sales also we have three values. Okay, 2009, 10, and 11. So here we have one matching value. Here we have at least one match. The first condition is what? Both the data sources should have a common dimension. So here year and year is satisfying the first condition. And the rule 2 is what? In that common dimension, at least one value should match. So here I'm having three values, and here also I'm having three values. Here all the three are matching values. So as these two rules are satisfying, then we can able to perform the data blending. Okay, then here we can able to perform the data blending. Let's assume that here I'm having year, but here I'm having 2019, okay, and 2020 and 2021. Okay, here I'm having 2019, 2020 and 2021. If I have the years like this, then here we are not having any matching years. Then even though here the first rule is satisfying, the common dimension is satisfying, but here we are not having any common value, then in this case the blending will fail. Okay, then in this case the data blending will fail. So to demonstrate the blending, initially I will take two simple data sources. I am taking one text file, I am taking products, and I am taking sales. I am taking A100, B150 and C180. I am saving it. I am saving it to my desktop with the name text file. Okay, and I am creating Excel. In Excel, I am taking products, and orders. I'm taking the product as A and 20. Next I'm taking E and I'm taking 40. Okay, here I'm taking two records. Let me save it. So let me name it as Excel file. I'm saving my desktop. We'll click on save. So here I'm having the text file, and here I'm having the Excel file. Okay, here I'm having the Excel file, and here I'm having the text file. So from Tableau, I'm connecting to those two data sources. So click on connect to data, Excel file, click on open. Click on sheet. Now click on connect to data again. Click on text file. Okay, click on text file and click on open. Click on sheet. Now here let me change the name of this data source to Excel. So here we're having Excel and the text file. Here we're having Excel and the text file data sources. In Tableau, each and every data connection is one data source. So let me go to the text file once. From the text file, I am dragging the products and I am dropping into rows. From the text file, I am dragging the products and I am dropping into rows. If you observe carefully here, Tableau is indicating the text file in the blue color. So what does it mean? It means the primary data source. In the data blending, we used to have two types of data sources. Number one, primary data source, and number two, secondary data source. This text file is indicating with the blue tick mark, which indicates the primary data source. So why here, how Tableau is identifying the primary data source? The first field data source. Before dragging the products, this sheet is empty, right? Before dragging the products into rows or columns, this sheet is empty. Now if I drag the products, okay, if I drag the products and if I drop it into the rows, okay, if I drag the product and if I drop into the rows, so into the sheet we are dragging the first field here. Into the sheet here we are dragging the first field called as product. So the first field data source, the first field data source will act as the primary source. Okay, the first field data source will act as the primary data source. Now here I am taking the sales and I am dropping into the columns. So next I am going to Excel. Okay, I am going to the Excel. If I go into the Excel here, we are seeing one orange linked icon. Here we are seeing one orange linked icon. So here what does this orange linked icon indicate? It indicates here Tableau here performed the blending automatically. Here Tableau has performed the blending automatically. So now let me drag the orders and drop it into the columns. So if I click on ABC, if I click on ABC, now here we are seeing the product wise total sales and the total orders. Okay, the product wise total sales and the total orders. So here the product is indicating with the orange link icon. So here, and also the Excel data source is indicating with the orange tick mark, which indicates the secondary. So in the data blending, we should have two types of data sources. Number one, primary data source, and number two, secondary data source. So the first field data source, if you have the empty sheet and if you drag the field into the sheet, that sheet will act as the first field. So the first field data source will act as the first field data source will act as the primary data source, and the remaining data sources will act as the secondary data sources. Okay, the remaining data sources will act as the secondary data sources. So here white Tableau is showing only the orders for A, and here white Tableau is showing nulls for B and C. Here white Tableau is showing nulls for B and C. So if we compare both the data sources, okay, the text file and the Excel file. So here the text file is acting as what, or primary, and Excel is acting as what, secondary. So from the text file here, what I have taken? From the text file here, the text file is acting as the primary. Okay, and the Excel is acting as secondary. From the text file, I have taken the products. Okay, I have taken the products, and here you're seeing what all the three products. It means Tableau is showing the complete data from the primary and the matching, only the matching values from the secondary. So it means the internal join in the data blending is left out. The internal join in the data blending is left out. So the left table is primary and the right table is secondary. Okay, the internal join in the data blending is left out, where primary data source will act as the left table and the secondary data source will act as the right table. So in this case, our left is text file which contains total three products. We are seeing the complete three products here, and the right is Excel which contains two products A and E. But here Tableau is showing, from the Excel here Tableau is showing only A, because only A is matching with the primary or the text file. And here how Tableau is performing the blending automatically. Here how Tableau is performing the blending automatically means, if both the data sources, here we are having the text file and the Excel file, right? If both the data sources are having the matching dimension, in the same case, here I am having products and here also I am having products. Okay, both the data sources is having the matching dimension in the same case. Okay, then the blending is possible in the automatic way. Okay, when we can able to perform the blending in the automatic way means, if both the data sources is having the matching dimension with the same name and the same case. Here I'm having products, here also I'm having products. And also here the case is matching, both are in the uppercase. Then Tableau automatically performs the blending. So it is the blending output. It is a blending output. So here you may have a few questions. If I create a new sheet,
Prajwal, should
hello?
yeah, Prajwal, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sorry to stop you. Should the dimension should be in the same order?
Order can be anything. Okay, here it doesn't require that both the values in the same order.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, here you may have a few questions like is this primary and secondary confined to only this worksheet or is same across the complete workbook? Okay, so in a sheet 1, text is acting as primary and Excel is acting as secondary, right? If we create a new sheet, in that new sheet, which will act as primary and which will act as secondary? So will the same text will act as primary and Excel will act as secondary or not? Or will it change? Okay, now this time here from the Excel I am taking the product and with text file I am taking the sales. So here, this time Excel is acting as what? Excel is acting as the primary and the text is acting as secondary. In the previous sheet, reverse. Excel is acting as secondary and text is acting as primary. So the primary data source and the secondary data source is limited to one data source. Okay, the primary data source and the secondary data source is limited to only one worksheet. Okay, not to the complete workbook. The primary and the secondary data sources, they will change for every worksheet. Okay, we can take in our required way. It is not same to the complete workbook. Now in this case, Excel is acting as primary. So in Excel we have two products A and E, and text is acting as secondary. This text is having three products. Out of three, only one is matching, which is A. So we are seeing the value for A. Okay, value for A, and whereas for E, we don't have any sales value. Okay, so you may have a few more questions, guys. So let me build some test cases. I'll answer all your questions in the test cases. Let me build the test cases. Test case 1. In my test case 1, so what is the first rule to perform the data blending? The first rule is common dimension. What is second rule? Matching value. So in my test case 1, I am testing the blending, with unmatched values. If I take the unmatched values, then how the blending going to work? Okay, if I take the unmatched values, then how the blending going to work? So let's say for example, here A and A is matching, right? I'm taking double A here. I'm taking two A's. Okay. So now this Excel contains A, E, whereas text file contains A, B, C. So now here we are not having any matching value. Let me save it. And just go to Tableau. How to get the data modifications? You have to perform refreshing. So right click on it, click on refresh, and click on view data. So click on view data, here we're seeing AA. Okay, now I'm taking the text file as my primary source. Let me take the product and I'm taking sales. Just go to the Excel, drag the products. Or no, don't drag the products, only we have the products. So drag the orders and drop it into the columns. See here what Tableau is showing here, 3 nulls. Why 3 nulls? Because what is the internal join? Internal join is what? Left outer, right? So what is left outer? The complete data from the left table and the matching records from the right table. Here our left table is text file and our right table is Excel. So from the text file we are seeing the complete products information, and from the right table we are not seeing anything, we are seeing nulls because we are not having any matching values. So in the output here, what we got? All nulls. So what is the result? What is the result? Nulls. So what is solution? To perform blending successfully, we need at least one matching value. We need at least one matching value. Because what is the reason? Internal join between the primary source and secondary source is left out. So that's the reason. Next, test case 2. In my test case 2, I am going to test the blending. Okay, so testing the blending with okay, same values or matching values in the different case. It means what? In one data source, I will take the values in uppercase, and in the second data source, I will take the values in the lowercase. Then how the blending going to work? So that here the text file contains A, B, and C, and I am connecting to the Excel file. The Excel file I am taking small a instead of capital A. I am taking small a. So now here I am having capital A, and here I am having small a. Now in this case, how the blending going to work? Here what I want to confirm is the data blending case sensitive or not? Okay, is the data blending case sensitive or not? So let me refresh the data. Okay, once click on view data. Here I got A and E. Alright, let me go to the text file, drag the products and I'm dropping into rows, drag sales and drop it into columns, go to Excel, drag orders and again drop it into columns. Here what Tableau is showing here 3 nulls. Okay, so why 3 nulls? Because here the data is different in the sense the data is in the different cases. So which indicates or which results the data blending is case sensitive. So what is the result? Nulls, because the data blending is case sensitive. If the data blending is case sensitive, then always the value should exist in the single case. So to perform the blending successfully, the solution is what? We need matching values. In the same case. Okay, here we confirm with that the data blending is case sensitive. Next, so in the first 2 test cases we tested the value. Now in the test case 3 we will test the dimension. Test case 3, testing the blending with unmatched dimension names. If the dimension name is different, then how Tableau going to work? Will it going to perform the data blending or not? Okay, if the dimension name is different, then here how the Tableau going to work? So let me go to with unmatched dimension names contains matching values. Here we start the matching values. Okay, contains matching values. So here I am changing the name to product. I am taking the value in the same case A. Okay, if you observe carefully here, In the text file I'm having products, in the Excel file I'm having product. I'm taking A and E. So just go to Tableau. Now go to the Excel. I click on Excel and click on refresh. So now here the Tableau is showing the product with the red exclamatory mark, which indicates this field is not existing in the database. So just go to the text file, drag the product and drop it into the rows, drag the sales and drop it into the columns. Now go to the Excel. Now if you observe carefully here we are not seeing any orange linked icon. It means here Tableau, it haven't performed the blending automatically. Okay, now here Tableau, it haven't performed the blending automatically. So the automatic blending is not possible. The dimension is in a different case. The automatic blending is not possible. Then let's try the manual blending. Okay, then let's try the manual blending. So how to perform the manual blending? So here we're having one tab called as the data tab. Click on the data tab and click on edit relationships. Here we're having an option called as edit relationships. Click on edit relationships. So if I click on the edit relationships, here okay, it is the window where we can able to perform the data blending. So by default, Tableau is performs the blending in automatic way. If you want to perform the blending in the manual way or in the custom way, here we are having the custom option. Click on custom. It is taking the primary as text and secondary as Excel. If you want to change, you can change also. So after switching the type to custom, click on add and select products and product. So hit OK. Hit OK. Now see here, now here what we got here, we got the relationship. So this orange linked icon indicates, here the relationship has been established. Okay, here the relationship has been established. So let me drag the orders and drop it into the, again drop it into the columns. Now here we are seeing, the value for the A, which is the matching record. Okay, which is the matching record. So here, what is the result? Automatic blending not possible. What is solution? We have to perform blending manually. Next test case. In my test case 4, I will slightly modify the test case. Okay, in my test case 4, I will slightly modify the test case with the matching dimension. With the matching dimension means contains the matching values, but dimensions in different case. Okay, I'll take the dimensions in the different case. So it means here I'm taking the products in the lower case. What about the text file? The text file contains the products but in the upper case. Okay, here I'm having the products in the lower case. Here I'm having the products in the upper case. So let me save this. Just go to Tableau. So I click on the Excel, click on refresh. Okay, so now here it is showing with the red exclamatory mark, which indicates it is not existing in the database. So now how to define the relationship? Just go to the text file, drag the products and drop it into the rows, sales and drop it into columns. Now go to the Excel. Here we are not seeing any relationship. So how to define the relationship here? So here the automatic blending is not happening. Then we have to perform the blending manually. So click on data and click on edit relationship, custom, click on add, select both the products and product, just hit OK, hit OK. So now from the Excel, drag the orders and drop it into columns. So now here we are seeing what? Here we are seeing the orders for the product A. Okay, so now here, even though if the dimension name is same, but if they are in a different case, Tableau is not performing the blending automatically. So what is solution? We have to perform the blending manually. So when Tableau performs automatic blending, means if the matching dimension name is same, and even if the matching dimension is the same, okay, and even if the matching dimension is the same case, then the blending is possible in the automatic way. Next test case 5, the last test case. So in the blending, we are having the primary and secondary, right? So in the data blending, I'll test for number of primary and secondary. Test for number of primary and secondary. Okay, I'll test for number of primary and number of secondary data sources. So to accomplish this task, I will take one more data source. I'm taking one more test file. I'm taking here the products. I'm taking here the profit. I'm taking A and I'm taking some 45. I'm taking G and I'm taking 65. Let me save this. Text file 2. Let me save this. So just go to the Tableau. Okay, now I'm connecting to the other data source. So click on text file 2. Here I'm on the text file 2. Click on open. So now go to the sheet. So here we're having the Excel, text file and text file 2. So go to the Excel or go to the text file, drag the product and drop it into the rows. Now go to the text file 2. Here Tableau has performed the blending automatically. Drag the profit. So the text file is indicating with the blue tick mark and text file 2 is indicating with the orange tick mark. Now go to the Excel. Here also we are seeing the linked icon. Drag the orders and drop it into the visualization. Now the text file is showing in the blue color and the text file 2 and the Excel is showing in the orange color. Which indicate these two are what? Which indicate these two are the secondary data sources, whereas text file indicates the primary data source. So if we have more than 2 data sources, only one data source will act as the primary and all the remaining data sources will act as the secondary data sources. Okay, so what is the result? The result is one primary and n secondary. N means what? Okay, so whatever the data source are having, the remaining will comes under n. So these 5 are the test cases in the data blending. So for easy understanding of the data blending, I have taken these 2 simple data sources and I have demonstrated. So now I will connect to the 2 actual data sources. One is the superstore and the other is the KBC. So the superstore is in my local desktop or in my local laptop and the KBC is in some remote machine. So then how to perform the data blending of these 2. So till now any questions guys? This I would like to make sure before going to the actual task. So till now any questions?
Instead of blending, why can't we use the joins?
What?
Can we use the joins, which is for data blending is only for text? files or database transfer?
No, initially I have told it the join, it can able to combine the data within one data source. Within one data source, if you have the multiple tables, then we can able to combine those multiple tables using join. Let's say you have two databases, one is Oracle and other is SQL Server. So how to combine the data from two different databases? We cannot run the SQL of one database on the other database. Okay,
Yes,
so
I joined. Sorry.
so like we cannot, if we want to combine the data from two different data sources, I mean two or more different data sources, then we have to go for this data blend. Within one data source, the join going to work. Because if you see here, for example, Superstore Excel, the Superstore Excel is having the multiple sheets. Within the Superstore, if you want to combine, yeah, here I'm having three sheets. So within this Superstore, if you want to combine these three sheets, then we can go for the join. Whereas you have Superstore and you have KBC. So these two are in the two different locations. Then we have to go for the data blending.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Any other questions? Alright. People are good. So let's say, for example, I'm having two different data sources. One is Superstore. One is Superstore. So, and the other is KBC. One is Superstore and the other is KBC. Okay, number one Superstore and number two KBC. Okay, the Superstore, let's say, is in India in my laptop, and KBC is in UK. KBC is in UK. So I would like to mix the data from these two data sources into Tableau. Into Tableau, I would like to perform the analysis from these two different data sources. So how to combine the data from two different data sources? Using data blending. So to perform data blending, we have two rules. What is two rules? Number one, common dimension. So as these two are being the complex data sources, how to identify the common dimension? Because in this case, just we have only one Excel file, one text file, and it contains only two columns. As it contains only, excuse me. So as it contains only two columns, so here we have performed the blending by simply knowing the common dimension. Whereas if the data source or if the database contains so many dimensions, then how to identify the common dimension? So for that also we have few shortcuts. Number one, always search for matching. First, search for matching geographic dimension. First, search for matching geographic dimension. And rule number two is if you don't have the if you don't have the common geographic dimension, then search for the date dimension. Then search for the date dimension. Okay. So if you search for the date dimension and if you search for the geographic dimension, so these two shortcuts will solve our problem. And one good thing is if the matching dimension is in the same case, then Tableau automatically performs the blending, right? So first of all, let's connect to these two different data sources. So I'm connected to Superstore. Okay. So I am connecting to Superstore extract. Here I have connected. Next I am connecting to the KBC Oracle. So 10.117.0.114. So AIM 2 1821. So AIM underscore B2 underscore KBC. Okay, just hit OK. There's some problem with this. Just a minute, I'll confirm two things.
And I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, only now, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
now I can hear you.
Already. Just here I'm connecting to the KBC, okay? That's it.
Okay.
So here the cardinalities may be 1, so the join is left. Alright. So I'm going to the sheet. Here I got the KBC and the Superstore. So the KBC is in UK and Superstore is in my local laptop. So how to mix the data from these two different data sources using the blending. So if we go to the KBC, so once look for the region, as the region being the geographic. Here I'm having three regions: central, east and west. So here the Tableau is automatically indicating this KBC with what? With the blue tick mark, which indicates the primary data source. And once go to my measures, if we go to my measures, here I'm having one measure known as ACT extent. So I'm renaming this to revenue. Okay, I'm dragging the revenue and I'm dropping into the columns. Next, I'm going to the Superstore. Okay, if you go to the Superstore and if you go to all the customer folders, see here Tableau automatically performing or blending. Okay, if the dimension is in the matching case, then Tableau automatically performs the blending. So now from the superstore, I'm dragging the sales. So see here. So in the superstore, like how many regions we are having? In the superstore, once go to the superstore, drag the region and drop it into the course. The superstore we're having 5 regions: Central, East, International, South and West. So here in both the sheets you're having 3 matching regions. In both the sheets you're having 3 matching regions. And here we are seeing that data here. Okay, and here we are seeing that data here. So it is the advantage of using the data blending. Let's say for example you have two different organizations. Let's say for example you want to compare the data of Citibank and HSBC. So how to compare both the businesses in one single sheet? So first we have to come to the Citibank, and next we have to come to the HSBC, and then in the single sheet we can able to perform the analysis. Okay, yes, so it's all about the data blending. So if you have any questions, please post your questions. So any questions on the blending guys? Any questions on the data blending? Okay, so I'm jumping to the next scenario. Next scenario, scenario number 13. Sets and bins. Sets and bins. So what is a set? What is a set? Set contains a required subset of data. Set contains a required subset of the data. So the subset of the data based on some condition, or even that subset of the data it don't have any condition. So basically what is a set means? Set contains the required subset or the subpart of the data. So in Tableau we are having two types of sets. These sets are divided into two types. The two types of sets are number one, constant set, and number two, computed set. So we have two types of sets. The two types of sets are number one, constant set, and next number two, computed set. So what is constant set? So as set contains a subset of data, and if the subset is constant at any time, then such a kind of set is called as the constant set. It means the constant set, it won't have any condition. What about computed set? This computed set is also called as the dynamic set, because that set is based on some condition or some computation. So the data in the computed set will change dynamically depending on the condition. Okay. So let me create a set by discussing one task. So in my task one, I would like to show the top 10 customers based on sales and their profit contribution So the top 10 customers based on sales can be achieved using what? Using the filters. But if you want to show the profit contribution effectively, that we cannot show. Okay, let me show you this. So if you want to get the top 10 customers based on the sales means, so we can drag the customer and drop it into filters. You can take here top, you can take top 10 sales sum, click on apply and click on open. If I drag the customer name and if I drop it into the rows, and if I drag the profit and if I drop it into the columns, your Tableau going to show what each and every customer wise profits. Okay, it is the output of the filter. What about set? Let me show you how exactly the set going to work. So here the set is having one condition. What is the condition? The top 10 customers based on the sales. So how to get the top 10 customers based on the sales? Just simply right click on the customer name. Right click on the customer name, just go to create. In the create, just click on set. So just give the name as top 10 customers. Okay, just go to top. In the top, just click on by field. So here I'm giving the condition. So just select sales. So now here what I'm doing is, just here I'm creating a set based on this condition. So just hit OK. Now where Tableau going to create this field means Tableau will place all the sets under the sets tab of the data window. So just hit OK. So now go to the sets. In the sets here I am seeing the top 10 customers. So once drag this top 10 customers and drop it into rows. Now just observe carefully how the set is how the set is showing us the data. Here the set is showing us the data in the in and out mode. What in indicates? In indicates the members which are inside the set, which means the top 10 customers. And the out indicates the members which are outside of the set. So let's say for example, I am taking the customer name and I am dropping into the rows. In the in mode, here we are seeing how many customers, the 10 customers, which means the top 10 customers. And in the out mode, we are seeing the remaining customers. So in indicates the numbers which are inside the set, and the out indicates the numbers which are outside of the set. So by default, the set going to show what in mode and the out mode. And if you want to see the actual members of the set also, it is possible. So how to get the actual members of the set means, just simply right click on the set and click on show members. So if I click on show members, your Tableau going to show us the complete members of the set. Okay. So if I right click on it, here you have two options. Number one, show in and out. It is a default option. And the other is show members. So this show members is going to show the members in that particular set. So here I got in and out mode, and now I'm taking the profit and I'm dropping into columns. If I take the profit and if I drop into the columns, here Tableau is showing the profit in the in mode and in the out mode. So once click on ABC. So the in mode is contributing how much? So the in mode cumulative contribution is 5. Okay, so 5,610,000, and the out mode contribution is 6.1 million. It means the top 10 customers based on sales, they are contributing this much profit, and the remaining customers are contributing this much profit. So this kind of analysis is known as set analysis. Okay, this kind of analysis is known as the set analysis. Whereas using filters, we cannot achieve that. Using filters, just we can able to show what only the customer wise output. Whereas if we want to compare, the in mode data and the out mode data, it is not possible with the filters. So obviously you have to go for the sets. So the main advantage of the sets is to perform the set analysis. We can take the required part of the data into one set and the remaining into the other set, and here we can able to perform the required analysis. Okay, so it's a task 1 and my task 2. In my task 2, I would like to show let's say for example top N countries based on profits. Top N countries based on profits. So here, how to get N here? N is being the dynamic, right? So how to get the top n countries based on profit? Just go to Tableau. Just go to Tableau. Just go to the mapping items. Right click on the country. Right click on the country. So we right click on the dimension. We are having an option called as create. Just go to create and click on set. So just give a set name as top n. The good thing about sets is Tableau is creating the sets under the sets tab. So which means sets are reusable. So just go to this top. In the top just click on by field. So select top 10 profit sum and just click on the drop down and click on create a new parameter, because here I would like to pass the values dynamically. So I'm taking top n. So I'm taking the allowable values as all. So just hit OK, hit OK, OK. Now create a new sheet. Now go to the sets. Here we're having the top n set. Once drag the top n set, once go to the measures, drag the profit. Okay, so once go to the parameters and once show the top n parameter. So here we're having the top. Here we're showing the top 10 countries based on the profits. So if I click on ABC here we can able to see their profits contribution. So now in this sheet, instead of showing the values, I would like to get the percentages. So how to get the percentages? Just click on analysis. Just click on analysis. If you want to get the percentage, click on analysis, percentage of. Here I want the percentage from a complete visualization. So the complete visualization is also called as a table. Just click on table. So the top 10 countries, they're contributing 71% of the profits. Okay. Let me take top 20. The top 20 countries are contributing to 87.32% of profits. And let me take top 40. The top 40, they're contributing 99%, close to 99%. Okay, in that way, we can able to perform the required set analysis. So these two sets are what? These two sets are the dynamic sets, because the data in these sets will change because these two sets are having the conditions. And then how to create a static set? Okay, how to create a static set? So let's say for example, I would like to show the top 10 customers based on sales. So how to create the static set for the top 10 customers based on sales? So I'm dragging the customer name and I'm dropping into rows. I'm adding all the numbers. I'm taking sales and I'm dropping into my columns. Let me sort the view in the descending order. Okay, let me sort the view in the descending order. Here we got the view in the descending order. So descending order means what? From top to bottom. I'm selecting here the first 10. I'm selecting here the first 10. So after selecting the first 10, here Tableau is showing the small box. The small box is known as the tooltip. In the tooltip, here we have the set icon. Okay, this icon indicates the set icon. Just click on the drop down for the set icon. If we click on the drop down for the set icon, here we can able to see an option called as create set. So just click on create set and give a set name as top 10 customers based on sales. But this set is not having any condition. This set is not having any condition. So it is the constant set. So just hit OK. Just hit OK. Now go to the sets. Here we're having the top 10 customers based on sales, which is not having any condition. Just drag it and drop it into the rows. Right click and click on show numbers. So here we got the 10 members, right? So always Tableau going to show only this 10 members. Even though if the data got changed and if we got some new customers into the top 10 list, okay, if we got some new customers into the top 10 list, Tableau it won't add. Okay, Tableau it won't add. The reason being, the only reason is what? It is not having any condition. It is a static set. Okay, it is the static set. So let's create one more set. In my next task, I would like to show all the customers who sells more than 50,000. So how to get all the customers who sells more than 50,000? So it is having one condition. So to achieve that, just simply right click on the customer, go to create, click on set. So I'm giving the condition as customer sales greater than 50,000. So now you just have to go to the condition, go to by field, and here you have to take sales sum should be greater than 50,000. Just here you have to define that condition. Okay, just here you have to define that condition. So just hit OK. Now here we are having that condition cost sales more than 50,000. Just drag it and drop it into the rows. Here Tableau is showing the in mode and the out mode. So if you want to see their profits contribution, drag the profit and drop it into the columns. So the customers who sales more than 50,000 are contributing this much. So if you want to get the percentage, just click on analysis, go to percentage and get percentage of table. So the customers who sales more than 50,000, they're contributing close to 44% of the profits. Okay, next task. In my next task, I would like to show. Okay, all countries who sales more than the selection of the user. Okay, in this task I would like to show all the countries who sales more than the selection of the user. It means what? If you give any value, so here in that set it should take all the countries who sales more than that particular selection. So this time how do I show this? So how to pass our own values using the parameter? So I am creating a parameter with the name sales threshold, with the name sales threshold. I am taking the type as float. Just hit OK, and I am creating a calculated field. Sorry, not calculated field. I am creating a set. Just go to the dimensions. Right click on the country. Just go to create and click on create set. So now go to the condition. Okay, in the condition here you have to specify the sales should be more than country sales should be more than the selection. Okay, here we need to define the required condition here. So where we can define the condition means in the by formula. Just go to by formula and here specify sum of sales should be more than the selection of the user. So how the user will perform selection using the parameter. So the formula is what? Sum of sales should be more than the sales threshold, which is the parameter. So just hit OK. And now create a new sheet. Go to the sets. Drag the set and drop it into the rows. So once show the sales threshold. So what the value it is taking 1. Let me take the value as 1 lakh. Now it is going to show all the countries whose sales is more than 1 lakh. Now here what Tableau going to do here? If I go to the set and if we go to the edit set, so if we go to the condition, in place of this parameter here Tableau going to place 1 lakh. Now it is giving us all the countries whose sales more than 1 lakh in the in mode and the remaining countries in the out mode. Let's see that profit contribution. So just click on ABC, how to get the percentage, analysis, percentage of tail. Okay, here we got their percentage contribution. Next task. In my next task, I would like to show in my task 5, I would like to show the repeating customers. I would like to show the repeating customers for 2011 and 2012. So, what do we mean by repeating customers? The repeating customers mean the customers who purchased in the year 2011 and also the customers, okay, who came for the sale of, who performed the transaction in the year 2012. The repeating customers. So for any business, the repeating customers are very, very important. So then how to find out the repeating customers? So before finding the repeating customers in the sets, we should know one more thing. Okay, combining sets. Combining sets. So in Tableau, it is possible to combine the two sets into a combined set also. In Tableau, it is possible to combine the two sets into a combined set also. When we can able to combine the two sets means the set is based on the common dimension. If the set is based on the common dimension, then it is possible to combine the two sets into a single combined set. So now here what we have to do is here we have to create a set for 2011 customers, and next we have to create a set for 2012 customers, and we have to combine those two sets. Okay, so first let's create a set for 2011 customers. So how to get the 2011 customers set? Just drag the customer name and drop it into the rows. So how to get only 2011 customers? Just add a quick filter on the year. And just select 2011 only. Here we got total 1759 rows. In the status bar here Tableau is showing. So just select all the 1759 customers. Okay. Just select all the 1759 customers. And in the tool depth, just select any one. Okay, just in the tool depth. Just a minute. So let me select all the customers. Okay, let me select all the customers. Yeah. So this is only 1737. Okay. So just select all the customers 1759, and in the tooltip we are seeing the 1759. In the tooltip, just click on create set and give the set name as 2011 customers. 2011 customers. So just hit OK. Here we got the 2011 customers, and how to get the 2012 customers. Just select 2012 in the year and select all the 2012 customers. So here we got 1784, and the tooltip Tableau is showing the same 1784. Click on create set and give set name as 2012 customers. So here we got 2011 and the 2012 customers. So here we're having two sets. So in Tableau it is possible to combine two sets if those two sets are based on the common dimension. Here these two sets are based on which dimension? Customer dimension. So just select those two sets if you want to combine them. Select those two sets, right click on the set. If you right click on the set, here we got an option called as create combine set. So this option is available only if the two sets are based on the common dimension or single dimension. Let's say for example here I'm having country set, okay, and the customer set. So right click on these two sets. After selecting them here, we don't have any option like create combine set. So when we can able to combine two sets means if they're based on the common dimension or the single dimension. Okay, so let me select 2011 and 2012. Okay, let me select these two. Let me right click and let me click on create combined set. So see here, if I click on create combined set, if I click on create combined set, here a set can be combined again in 4 different ways. Number one, all members in both the sets, which means it is going to show all the members in both the sets. And next, number two, only the shared members. It means only the matching members from both the sets. And next, number three, okay, only the customers which are part of the left set. Number four, only the customers which are part of the right set. So in Tableau, two sets, if they're based on the same dimension, you can able to combine them in 4 different ways. Number one, all members in both the sets. Next, number two, only the shared members. Next, number three, members which are part of only the first set. And next, number four, members which are part of only the right set. Here, I would like to show only the repeating customers. So, repeating customers means what? The customers who are common in both the 2011 and 2012. So, how to get the common customers? Click on shared members. So let me name it as repeating customers. Repeating customers. Just hit OK. Okay, so here I got the repeating customers. Just drag the repeating customers. Once see the repeating customers sales. So in mode indicates the repeating customers and the out mode indicates the remaining customers. So once drag the sales and drop it into the columns. So see the sales of the repeating customers. Once click on ABC, so they're contributing 20.1 million. So get the percentage analysis percentage of the table. So the repeating customers are contributing close to 66% and the remaining they're contributing close to 33.9%. So if you want to see the count of the repeating customers, just drag the customer ID and drop it into the columns. Okay, take the count distinct. So out of all the customers are having only 28.39% of the repeating customers. So the 28.39% of the repeating customers, they're contributing 66% of the total sales. And if you want to see the profits, drag the profits and drop it here. So they're contributing close to 67% of the total profits. So the repeating customers increased to 40%. Okay, just imagine the business will be. So in that way, the client is going to perform their analysis. Okay. So it's about the repeating customers. Next. In my next task, I would like to show I would like to get the top 10 customers. Top 10 customers in sales, comma profits. After getting that, I would like to show number one, common in top 10. Okay, common in top 10. So it means what? The customers who are in both the top 10 sales and the top 10 profits. And next number two, all customers. Next number two, all customers. And next number three, only sales. And four, only profits. Only profits. Okay, so let's try to achieve this. So just go to Tableau Here already we're having the top 10 customers based on sales. Okay, go to edit set. Here we're having the top 10 customers based on sales. So top 10 customers based on sales. I'm taking just click on apply. Click on OK. Now I'm creating one more I'm going to the customer. So right click on the customer, go to create, click on set. So name it as top 10 based on profits. Okay, so go to top, select by field, select top 10 based on profit sum, hit OK. Okay, so now here we got two sets, top 10 customers based on sales and top 10 customers based on profits. Select those two, right click on create combine set. So first I would like to get common customers in both the top 10 sales and profits. So take the common customers. So how to get the common customers? Just click on shared members in both the sets. So just hit OK. So create a new sheet, drag the common customers and drop it into the rows. So right click and click on show members. So out of the 20 customers, it means what in top 10 sales and in the top 10 profits, 5 are the common customers. So now how to get all customers? Just again select top 10 customer profits and top 10 customer sales. Top 10 customer profits, top 10 customer sales. Right click on create combine set. Next name it as all customers. Okay, so just hit OK. So in both the sets we're having got 20 customers, right? So we combine using the all members. Will Tableau going to show the duplicate? Will Tableau repeat the values or not? Here what we're doing is we're taking all members in both the sets, right? So the top 10 contains 10 customers based on sales and the set B contains top 10 based on profits. Out of the top 10 in both the sales and profits, 5 are the common customers, 5 are the repeating customers. So here again the Tableau going to repeat those 5 customers again or not. Let's check it. So click on the show members. See here. Okay, here Tableau is showing how many rows? 15 rows. Why only 15 rows? Okay, because there are 5 are the common in both the sets. So Tableau is showing the common customers only for once. Next, how to get only sales. If you want to get only sales, select top 10 customers based on profits and sales. Right click, create combine set, and then it has only sales. So select only sales except the shared numbers. So just hit OK, and similarly select only profits. Select the two sets. Right click, create combine set. Now only profits. Click on the fourth option. Okay, only profits. So create a new sheet. So only sales and convert this to show members. So here how many we got? Here we got 5. Okay, now take only profits. Click on show members. Here how many we got? Here again we got the 5 customers. So only customers existing in the sales are 5 and the remaining 5 are common, and similarly only customers existing in the profits are 5 because the remaining 5 are common. So it's all about the sets, and the last task in the sets last task. In my next task, I would like to show, okay, top bottom 5 customers. Top bottom 5 customers based on sales. Based on the sales, I would like to show the top bottom 5 customers. So how to achieve this? So just go to Tableau. So using filters, if you go to the top tab, here using filters we can show either top or bottom, but not both. Then how to get the top bottom 5 customers? So first extract the top 5 customers, next extract the bottom 5 customers and create a combined set to show all the numbers. Okay, so first let's get the, I'm creating a set top 5 customers, top 5 customers. So just go to top, just click on the top, just click on by field, click on top 5 based on sales, just hit OK. So now I can create a set, create set bottom 5, click on top, select by field, click on bottom 5 based on sales sum, hit OK. So now in the sets we got top 5. Let me check on the top 5. Yeah, here we got the top 5 sales sum and the bottom 5 sales sum. Click on top 5 and bottom 5, right click and click on create a combined set and take top bottom 5. Top bottom 5, I am taking my first set as top. So let's say I am taking top customers. Okay, here I am taking bottom. Okay, let me select here bottom 5 and let me select here top 5. Okay, I am taking all numbers. So just hit OK. Now drag the top bottom 5 and drop it into rows. Right click and click on show numbers. So once drag the sales and drop it into the text. Okay, sort it in the descending order. So here we got the top 5 and the bottom 5. So now how to get top n and the bottom n? Instead of 5, I would like to get the top n and the bottom n. So just simply go to both the sets, edit set, go to top. Now click on drop down here. Now create a new parameter and enter the parameter name as top n. Allowable values as all. Just hit OK. Click on apply and click on OK. Similarly, go to the bottom. Yeah, in the bottom I'm taking the top n. Okay, I'll change this name. It's a bottom, not top n. It's a bottom n. So next, let's go to the top 5 set. Go to top, click on drop down, click on new parameter, top n, click on all, hit OK, click on apply and click on OK. So in the bottom, let me enter 20. So now it is showing us the bottom 20 customers and the top let me enter 40. It is showing us the top 40 customers. So in the single visualization, how to get the top bottom n means by making use of sets. We have one more way also using calculations. Okay, in the single visualization to obtain the top bottom end customers, we have two ways. Number one, using sets, and next number two, using the calculations. So now in all these tasks, we have created the set only on the dimensions. So is it possible to create the set on the measures or not? Let's try. On the measures, is it possible to create a set or not? Okay, once let's check it. So how to create a set? You have to right click on the field and you have to go to create. Okay, and here do you have any option like set here? No, here we don't have any option to create set here. So we can able to create a set only on the discrete data. Okay, we can able to create the set only on the discrete data. So as the dimensions contain the discrete data, so it is possible to create a set only on the dimensions. Then what about on measures? As the measures contains the continuous data, we cannot create any sets. So on the measures, if we want to create any sets means, or if we want to perform any set analysis means, then how to perform? So how to perform means with help of BINS. We have one more object called as bin. Using BINS, we can able to create the subset on the measures. Subset on the measures. So bins are based only on the continuous data. So it is not possible to create the bins. It is not possible to create the bins on the dimension. So we right click on any dimension and if we go to create, here we don't have any option to create the bin. Okay, we can able to create the bins only on the measures. So what is a bin? As I have told, bin contains subset of, okay, bin is a subset on the measures. So what is the main purpose of bins? The main purpose of the bins is to identify the distribution of the measure values. If you want to identify the distribution of the measure values, then we can achieve that with the help of bins. So the bins going to create the histograms. With the help of the histograms, we can able to identify those value distributions. So just create a bin. So how to create a bin? Just simply right click on any measure, just go to create and click on bin. So now here you have to specify some bin size, okay? For each and every bin, okay, we have to specify some bin size. So here it is showing the min value, the max value. So the min value is $1 and the max value is, okay, and the max value is $1 lakh. So I'm taking my bin size as 10,000. I'm taking my bin size as 10,000. So just hit OK. Now here Tableau going to create a bin of size 10,000. If I hit OK, where Tableau going to create this bin? Tableau going to create this bin under dimensions. Okay, Tableau going to create this bin under dimensions. Hit OK. Just scroll down. So here we have the sales bin. Okay. So if we create any bin, where Tableau going to create that bin means under the dimensions. And how Tableau going to indicate the bins means with a histogram kind of icon. Why histogram means? Because the bins are mainly used to identify the value distributions. So once drag this bin and drop it into the rows. So here Tableau is showing us the bin values. Here Tableau is showing something like 0, 10,000, 20,000 like this. So here what is 0 indicates? Here the 0 indicates 0 bin. So the 0 bin means the values from 0 to 9,999, and the 10,000 means the values from 10,000 to 19,999. So if the values are in that range, okay, Tableau going to show all those values within that bin. So let's identify the distribution of sales values. So just drag the sales and drop it into the rows. Now see here in the 0 bin we have the values. Okay, it is a value contribution 0 bin. So in between 0 to 9,999 we have these many sales. So how to get the sales percentage? Click on analysis, select percentage of table. So here we got 57.13%. So total sales, out of our total sales, 57% of the sales are coming in the zero bin. So in this way, we can able to identify the distribution of the measure values with the help of bins. So here for each and every bin, we have to specify what some bin size. And using the default binning option, we can able to create only the bins of equal size. Okay, bins of equal size. If we want to create the variable bin size, then we have to make use of the calculations. You can see here, the size is constant here. Okay, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Let's say we want to create one bin with 20,000, the other bin with 1 lakh, then in the normal way it is not possible. We have to make use of some calculation for this. So it's all about the sets and bins. It's all about the scenario based. So any questions on this scenario? Any questions?